I'm on TV.
CHOOLWE, any shout-outs?
After the show.
After the show?
Just say it now.
After the break.
There's no after. It's now or never. If you die, you die. Shoot your shot.
Shoot a shot.
Well, of course, my mama,
Oh my
she's
gosh, she's
watching. My friends, my sister, my cousins.
I have a long list.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
It's a
Can
long
I also do
list.
it?
just two.
No, why two?
That's two.
Okay, my mom, my sisters. We've got two beautiful sisters. My friends, Kate.
Cuthbert's mom as well.
Yeah, Kate. The guy with the dreads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said to our station manager Nancy, she's also dominating in the. This is also a male-dominated type of situation. So big ups to her. Managing a station is something.
It's not easy.
big.
Managing
It's not
us is
easy.
the worst.
I
think we're a mess.
We
We're a
are her
lot.
children.
We're a lot.
So we have a jam-packed session lined up for you. We'll be back shortly.
After the break, we're going to the interview with Regina Mtonga.
From
And
Asikana.
she's talking,
Yeah.
she's talking women in tech.
Yeah. We'll be back.
Masenza bwanji mama. Tungende sako na iwe. Pali pako ma 20 apolo ma 5 kwa jari.
Mama ko ino sachinjira kumuzonda mazizili.
Mako iyo songa chinjeko kubantu abale ndio top kwana na 5 hours mamine bano nayo.
Kamba nayo.
That is why you need to get an e-token, sir. It is faster and easier.
What? The e-tolling card is a National Road Fund agency card. So all you have to do is just credit it in Dalama and you'll be able to use it but get Monga Paniso. To avoid the inconveniences quarter, so you have to start looking for ama 20 kwa chocolate cherusha bantu so.
Introducing the electronic toll card. It's easier, faster, and secure. Access the e-toll cards from all toll gates across the country or the agency's head office in Lusaka at only 30 kwacha.
This message is brought to you by the National Road Fund Agency, a sustainable road fund.
Welcome back, viewers. Thank you for joining us. This is Life in the Morning on Live TV channel 112 on your Top Star decoder. This morning, we're talking about women and appreciating them in all their different facets, in all their different sectors, and all that they bring to the table. In studio with us, we've got Ms. Mutonga, and she is from Asikana Network. Asikana Network is an enterprise, social enterprise, that focuses on increasing the participation of women in the technology sector. Ms. Mutonga, thank you for coming and tell us a little more about Asikana Network.
Thank you for having me, and good morning, viewers. So Asikana Network, the name literally means Young Women's Network, as most Bantu-speaking people will recognize the name. So the network for over 6 years has basically been working on increasing the active participation of women and girls in tech, and we've been doing that through various activities all the way from 2013. We run all the way from running some outreach programs in schools, such as colleges and primary schools and secondary schools, and also training peer-to-peer learning and mentorship as well.
Okay. When you do, when you run these programs in schools, what do you focus on mostly? I noticed recently you partnered with Zambia National STEM Foundation. What is that all about?
So the whole point of the network, first of all, is obviously to get more girls to participate in STEM. And this would require for us to partner with as many other initiatives such as ours, especially social enterprises, that also have a core value of helping more children and, of course, adults understand more about computers. In very simple English, what we do is we're trying to make the computers more understandable and less frightening to girls, so that they can actually see themselves touching the computer, working with the computer, and seeing the vitality of it. So we partnered with them to try and get the word out in not only girls, because they focus on both the girls and the boys, though we are in girls. So we're trying to make it accessible to all. We're trying to make technology not something that people talk about in the corners and hide. You know, we want to make people actually talk about it and say, this is what I don't understand about it. And we want to create an environment where women are openly saying, this is what I lack in this field. Could you help me get to that point? And could you help me possibly find a mentor who understands my pace? Because I feel like pace is one thing that a lot of women have a problem with when it comes to learning. Yeah, so we want women to be comfortable, the pace at which they find themselves in with technology.
Okay. Would you say that women are actually stepping up?
Women are stepping up. However, and I'm smiling when I'm saying this because unfortunately the research does show that the pace is still relatively slow. There are lots of research articles that have come out, research papers that have been done. One of the most recent ones that I can say even on the show is by Afrobarometer, which has been conducting a study for the last 6 years in Africa, in 53 African countries, and they found that the access of ICTs to women has actually decreased.
Okay.
There's lots of different reasons that they've given in their research papers alluding to this, but women are trying to step up. It's the environment that they're finding themselves in that is still not quite as conducive as they would like it to be.
And why do you think a lot of women fail to get involved in technology? Is it the same stereotype that we grew up with, where a lot of boys in school would take up the more scientific classes and the girls would be told, no, science is more for the boys, and generally they would shy away from anything that involved science, that involved technology, because we were told that we go more into social sciences or arts.
Yes, so it's 2020, and I can honestly tell you for a fact, because I've been to a lot of these schools and communities, that culture is still playing a massive role in the decisions that women are making. And that is not to say that culture is a bad thing. I respect culture, I practice it all the time, obviously. However, the problem that I have seen is that even though you take a group of women, so I can take a group of 20 girls to come into my classes 5 days a week, and I can teach them. The biggest problem is they're still going back to a home where they're told, it's great that you went to school, put your bag down, the chores are yours. It's great that you went to school, put your bag down, the boy needs to be served. So it's great that you went to school, put your bag down. You know, these things are hard. And I feel that as we've gotten older as a country, our parents and some of these people have found a more subtle way of telling you to find jobs that are not so demanding. Before it was point blank, nobody's going to marry you if you're going to do courses like that. But now it's more subtle in You can't find a job in tech. It's saturated.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing tech.
It's saturated, yet it's so new.
Yet it's so new. And interestingly, only the girls are getting that. So when the boys come home and say, Daddy, I want to study computer science, the issue becomes, okay, let's look for school fees for this boy. When the girl comes home and says that, it becomes, But you know, there are other easier courses that are even cheaper. Because I will admit it myself, because I've gone to school for this. Technology is not one of the cheapest courses on the market. So honestly, when you go to your parent who is already struggling to look for these school fees, before you even get to the point of, oh, Daddy, but I found a scholarship, he's already told you no. So you should find something that's one, cheaper, two, shorter, because also this is a conversation I've had with a lot of my doctor friends. The day you go home and say, I want to study medicine, your parents are happy. Oh, my child is so smart. But at the back of their heads, they're thinking, 7 to 9 years of paying for this. Wow, this is going to take long. It's another thing that a lot of the girls will be taught. Do something that's 1 year maximum, so that you can get a job and come back and help the family. Why don't you do nursing? You know, they're hiring teachers right now.
But the child said she wants to be a doctor.
Yeah, so and they do it in a soft way. You know, I don't think they're doing it in a pushy way anymore. So they'll do it eventually. You know, just you come home and they'll say something. Did you hear about what happened with these people? Oh, they've introduced a new law which will make it even harder for tech people to get into work. And as a normal human being, you sit down and you think, maybe they're right. But then you're not taking into consideration that this talk is not being given to both the boys and the girls.
And so basically, the whole stereotype is propagated at home.
Yeah, it starts from a very young age. It starts from when you have twins, for example, and you dress the boy in blue and you dress the girl in pink. When if you've been dressing your children in those colors for as long as possible, they grow up thinking pink is for girls and blue is for boys. Such that the day you switch their colors, they'll say, Mommy, I'm wearing the wrong color. But who told you it's the wrong color and why is it wrong? So, you know, just bringing it down to a more simpler English like that is the same thing with tech. If you introduce computers to your children as young as possible, they're less daunting when they get older. I have heard and I've seen for myself people who have been in school for 12 years. They are the brightest in their class. They have distinctions and merits. They go to college and university and they're told to do their first assignment. And the first assignment is not to be handed in handwriting. You should know this. It should be typed. They have never touched a computer before. They've never even heard of one, but you're being asked to do your first assignment on a computer. Where will you find one? Where will you start? Who will you ask for help? Because everybody's busy. But that problem can be sorted out if we introduce those things when children are younger. And yes, computers are expensive, but there's so many ways that we can introduce computers. I think people also don't realize that your phone is a computer. There's a motherboard inside. So the first access that a child has to computers is your phone, especially 21st century children. So the first computer that your child ever touches is your phone. You know, people always say you have such a smart child. She knows how to navigate and she's figured out what your password is. That's their first introduction to computers. You step it up a notch and then you allow them to use the bigger computers. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't do it when they're young, it's such a daunting thing when they're getting older that, you know what, a lot of them give up because they're thinking at my age, I'm 17, I'm 18. There's no time for me to start learning a new skill. It's hard enough to learn a new language when you're a teenager.
Yeah.
So if somebody brings in this foreign object and they tell you you must learn in order to move on to the next step, they say, fine, then I quit and bring on the next options. What are the next options? Marriage, good, I'll take that one.
Well, I guess it's easier to settle if you have so many obstacles against you. You've talked about cell phones being a form of computer. Some people argue that exposure to cell phones could lead to them accessing inappropriate information, sometimes putting themselves on a platform that may get them into some form of trouble that may be risky or a danger. How do you teach your kids the right and the wrong? Do you guys do that at Asikana?
Yes. So we love computers and we obviously teach everybody how great computers are, but too much of everything is bad. Even bringing it down to a simplistic language. Lots of people love cassava. but cassava contains quite a large amount of arsenic, and eating so much of it has internal problems. See, a lot of people don't know that. So you'll find that in countries where people eat a lot of cassava, there are certain common medical problems that they have. It's the cassava, it's the arsenic that's found in cassava. So that's food. But computers also have their bad side. And not to even take it up to a notch to the level of Terminator and computers taking over the world. I mean, it's a possibility, but a lot of people in tech will laugh every time somebody brings that up, because we know better than anyone that we are such a long way from that. But there are simple things right now that are destroying our view of computers. So a lot of the things that we do at ASICANA is, yes, we're going to teach you how to use the computer in basic computing. We'll teach you how to program, but we'll also teach you safety. So one of the programs that we run is in partnership with Facebook. And we started it last year. So we started with the kids last year, and we went to 6 provinces, and quite a number of kids, thousands of kids were reached. So we're targeting 13 to 19-year-olds, and we were teaching them how to use Facebook. But hidden in that Facebook lesson was how to keep yourself safe on Facebook. So it's simple things that you and I think, oh, why is ASICANA Network even teaching people how to be safe online? What you don't realize is this is a privilege that we have. And a lot of the places that we go to and have been to, they don't even know about the features that we're telling them about. Yes, they know about Facebook. Yes, they're on Facebook. But when you're telling them, do you know that you can report somebody? Do you know that you can block someone? The look on a child's face, I recognize that look, and I think it's the reason I continue to do what I do, because there's nothing I love more than doing my job and seeing the look on a child's face when a light bulb goes on, when they realize, oh my God, I had no idea, and I've been on Facebook for years. Yeah. So it's interesting that even adults, not to give any recent examples, can be online and don't exactly know how to keep themselves safe. So you know what I'm saying? Like you'll be on Facebook, which is considered to be the most harmless platform, but do you know that they're predators? There's a reason that they say, please do not post pictures of your children naked on Facebook, because they're predators. There are people waiting just for you to post that picture, and they prey on that child of yours. So imagine if you give your child access to platforms like Facebook and they don't know how to keep themselves safe. The next report you'll get is, my child is missing. My child, you ask yourself these questions. Oh, but how would you go and meet a complete stranger off the internet? Because this person is a child and they don't know any better. And that's why we incorporate some of that safety and those safety trainings into our lessons, because computers are great, but too much of everything really does bring problems. And that's why we kind of incorporate that safety component.
Okay. So as we're moving into a more digitized world, everything is becoming more computer-based. I don't think I can think of any one sector that can work without computers. Could you give us a few examples of courses that people might take that could introduce them into the digital sector? I mean, there's such a variety, whether it is coding or maybe digital marketing. What are the most common ones, and what are the ones that most people can dabble into slowly as they grow into a more digitized world?
Shockingly enough, there are more programs in programming than there are for anything else. And the reason is very simple. There are not enough people applying to them. So, it's important to understand that technology does not end at programming. So, every time I introduce myself to someone and they say, I'm a software engineer, they think, oh, you're the geeks, you're the people who program. Yes, but there are also within the facet of technology, there are different sectors in technology itself. So you gave an example of digital media, and I know quite a number of people. In fact, I think I know more people who are into digital media than anything else. With programming, we're still called unicorns, because I can count on my fingers how many programmers I know in my city alone. However, for digital media, I would probably have to write you an email. So some of these courses are the ones that you can take. I can actually give an example of a local course that we have here at Unilas, and I think it's called Technology and Entrepreneurship, or the other way around. And it's I think it's a 6-month course actually that you can do, and it helps you basically just understand how entrepreneurship and technology marry together. And then eventually you learn social media management, which people also don't think about as being a a tech field. So those are some of the courses that I think people should take locally, especially now that we're dealing with COVID. And there are lots of free courses as well. Lots of websites that we recommend to our members as well. There's Coursera. We have courses there that are free, and those that are not free, you can apply for. Women are highly encouraged to apply because chances are you're going to get it because not so many women are in there. There's opportunitydesk.org, opportunities like that. There really is, the opportunities are endless when it comes to tech. When it comes to women, just not that many women are applying for them.
And so there is more opportunities open to them, just to encourage them to get in.
Yeah.
Okay. So in closing, there are two things that I would want you to talk a little more on. Firstly, where do you see women in the next 5 years, women in technology in Zambia in the next 5 years? And also, let us know a little more about where we can find Asikana and how to get in touch with you.
Right. So in the next 5 years, I would really love to see more women doing what we do at Asikana Network, which is peer-to-peer learning. We recognize and we realize the fact that technology is expensive. Not everybody can go to school for it. However, teaching each other is virtually free. So one thing that we practice at Asikana Network is we'll teach a group of women and we'll expect that group of women to teach another 20 women.
Okay.
So in doing that, we remove ourselves as the organizations completely from that equation and making those girls too dependent on us, but also helping them find friends who are in a field that they want to understand or understand. And then also what grows out of that is mentorship. So I'm hoping in the next 5 years to see more programs like ours. And I really don't want to monopolize that specific market. I would like to see more Asikana networks. Like, for the last 6 years, I can tell you for a fact that we've been virtually the only ones of our kind, which is why whenever someone says digital, women, tech in one sentence, everybody says, oh, Asikana Network, which is great, but I want to hear more examples of that in the next 5 years.
Okay. Quickly, before we move on to the last one, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
Is your platform free? Is it accessible to everyone, and is it free?
So our platform can be accessed in two manners. The first is completely free, and the second is heavily subsidized. The heavily subsidized classes are classes that we are outsourcing a trainer for, usually from out of the country, and it's a fee that is being paid to them. It's really not even a salary, it's just a token. They're heavily subsidized. And then we have the free classes. So the free classes are the ones that happen from peer to peer, and that's why we encourage that, because the more trainers we have, the more people that we train, the more of those free classes we get to have. Of course, you cannot teach the entire curriculum of Python programming to a class, but you can teach someone the basics, and they can do the rest on YouTube and everywhere, like where the rest of us learned how to code, if I'm being very honest.
Most of it is self-taught, isn't it?
It's self-taught, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. And where you can find us, with the coming of COVID, we haven't had physical offices. However, we are listed as a member of Bongo Hive, so you can find us there when we have an office again, if COVID ever goes away. However, we do have a website. It's asikananetwork.org. We're on Facebook at Asikana Network. Twitter, Asikana. We've basically monopolized the name. It's ours, It's ours on every
trademark.
We've trademarked it, and everywhere that you can look for us. On Instagram, we're Asikana Network, and you can find us. You can send us an email through the website. We've just closed taking in applications we're taking applications twice a year, in January and in June. You can still send us a message and find out how we can help you. We're always pairing people together.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. That's amazing. There we have it, viewers. This was Ms. Regina Mtonga from Asikana Network, and she was sharing with us on women in technology. Thank you so much, and join us again with our next segment.
Welcome back, guys. I'm Elvis. Now we're talking fashion, and we want to talk about how women should dress and how they should feel comfortable in their own skin.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, guys. Since we're celebrating women today, I thought maybe we could talk about different types of women, different sizes, and I most wanted to touch the summer segment because it's summer.
Exactly. So are you going to talk about men as well?
Summer, but it's freezing.
No, not today. Next time.
Just think of taking off my jacket.
Okay, so that's good.
Yeah, so
I don't understand
models
that.
that are going to showcase what you can rock this summer. And
You should see me in summer.
So
I thrive,
I
I flourish. Even my skin, you can tell it's summer just by looking at my skin.
Clothing and pieces and how to put them together and all that.
Okay, so people are allowed to ask questions, right?
Yeah, anybody, feel free.
Okay, cool stuff. All right, cool stuff. So, Chio, bring to the models.
Okay, so the first one is just a medium-sized model.
Okay.
Okay, so I picked this dress out for this model because not only has she got curves that she are supposed to be shown, you know, as a woman is supposed to be proud of certain things. She's got the curves, and the dress is specifically made to showcase, to accentuate the curves. So this dress can be worn at a dinner or maybe a lunch, and even for some officers, I think, by just putting a jacket on top. Yeah. I think I can have the second model. So, everyone knows summer is a time for you to have a bit of fresh air on your arms, on your legs, and all parts of the body. We went with a black piece, and we decided to make it tight because she's got the body for it. So for girls that are tall and are curvy, I think this is the dress that you can go with. And maybe just cover it with a chain on top to make it look a bit more casual, because if you leave it plain, it's going to be a dinner dress of some sort. And then you can wear this with the sneakers just to make it more summerish. Okay. Next one. So for the super small girls, I noticed that there's a lot of people that struggle with what to wear because you barely find your size in the stores. But if you find something which is fitted like this, like just a simple summary dress, this is a book too, but it can be with strings or maybe an off shoulder of some sort, and it has to have a flare bottom so that your shape doesn't look ridiculous. Yeah, so this is just a simple dress that can be worn for a party like a bridal shower. Of course, not the host, but most likely the guest of some sort, and even a lunch. You can accessorize with a bag and probably a hat or a piece of, jewelry, anything can go with the dress. Can I have my next model, please? So the thing with summer is color blocking is the key to make yourself more visible. Summer is about visibility, guys. You need to be comfortable, but again, you need to make a statement. So you need to walk in, people need to see that, okay, this person is alright, and that's what this dress does. So the pieces, this piece has a lot of summerish colors, but its shortness is what makes it more pretty. So depending on your body size, I think for her, we picked this piece because she's small, but she's a little bit curvy. For those girls, I'm not saying that they're straight girls. I'm saying there are girls that are a little bit less curvy. I think the same dress would work, but let it just be a bit flared. Because I'm sure you get what I mean. And then for the short but curvy girls, I think the jumpsuit is the way to go. This is the ultimate summer wear. For every girl, I think a jumpsuit is a must. You need to have something at least that you can wear in the afternoon to just go out and sit by the poolside, or probably just outdoorsy, just in your own zone and comfortable. So I picked this because she's a little bit short and curvy. So the jumpsuit doesn't have to be really tight because it's going to lose, not that it will lose shape, but it's going to lose its meaning. So I picked this because it's not tight and it's not loose, it's just the perfect fit. So for the short curvy girl, this is what she can best go with, especially on a sunny day and you want to sit at the poolside or anywhere else.
Is it?
No, there's another. Yes. So the models are. I just have to change them.
Okay, but then in this case, I know you brought summer clothes and everything, right? What's your general advice to people that my size, come and that size, and what's advice for the given?
Okay, the way I look at it, I think for the plus size women, there are two types of shapes according to what I know. There is the pearl shaped women that are big this side, and then there's those is it triangle? Yeah, I know. That's what the internet says, but yes, it's like a triangle. Yeah. So there are women that are just big on top, but on the bottom, not so much. So for those, it's better you wear a dress that accentuates your this area. Okay. Yes, I don't want to say boobs on TV, but yeah, that accentuates this area, and then let it be. Yes, okay. And let it be short, okay. Because already you're showing some boobs. You can also show some leg. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I have people that basically just like wearing sneakers. Of course, they have shoes. What advice can you give them?
For slippers?
Yes.
I'm also a slipper person. I think depending on how comfortable you are, it doesn't have to be all the time that you have to be in heels. Of course, heels make you feel more elegant, but if you're not comfortable, sneakers or slippers, but let them not be flip-flops and pata-pata. As long as it's just, some nice G-string slippers. Yeah, G-string slippers, not G-string. Yeah, those can work.
Next round, so women are coming back, right?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
They're coming back. I think, let's have the next model. So for the other thing you can wear this summer is jumpsuits. Obviously, I'm rocking one because it's not only awesome, it's also comfortable. So you have to be specific when you're picking these jumpsuits because they come in different materials. This material itself is soft and very, very comfortable against the skin. It's not that hard raw or denim or that kind of material. It's just a soft thing that you can wear anywhere. And I picked this color because orange is the new black. So for medium-sized girls, this can work well with just some black stilettos or sneakers as well. Yeah. Can I have the next model? Okay, so I talked about the multicolored dress when the other model was here and she was small. I particularly chose this one for a medium size so that I could show that for a medium sized girl, the color scheme can go well when the dress is a bit flared. It doesn't have to be tight. It's just enough to, it's not too loose, not too tight. It's just enough to show that the colors are coordinating and the body size goes with the dress. So you can wear this on slippers. I think for me, let me not even lie, let's not talk about heels and sneakers when it comes to this dress because then it will lose its value. Let's just stick to the slippers. So with this dress, just wear to my simple slippers like what me and Elvis were discussing. You can just simply go with a simple G-string slipper or the Tuma slippers she's wearing. Just slippers that you can just slip yourself in. Like that. Yeah. So I think for the medium size, they look out for this type of dresses. Okay. The next model. Okay, so for the small girls, the super small girls, there's these pants that have come in style. Okay, they haven't just come in style, they've always been in style, and particularly this print is one of my favorites. So you just get these pants and you wear them, but the one reason why you pick these pants is because they accentuate your waist and give you some hips. So whether you've got hips or you've got no hips, these pants are designed specifically to do that. So you can just wear these pants and then you just rock it with a simple black top. Oh, I chose this see-through because it's cute, but you can go with any other black top. And then you add some to my nice sandals, and you're good to go. Okay. For the short curvy girls, this is a dress that is recommended highly because it gives you, it accentuates your curves. The fact that it's a wrap dress, it ties your tummy in and makes your hips come out. And its being flowery is a little bit bigger touch to the summer wear the summer look that we're going for. So this dress can be worn with my slippers and most likely just heels, like normal heels, but let them be a color that is amongst the colors that are with the dress. I think I would highly recommend pink or purple or yellow, yeah, whichever you pick, but just choose a color that is found in the dress. And please don't wear it with black, because when you wear it with black, it becomes boring. Okay, can I have the final model? For the final look, I chose a maxi dress. So there are different types of maxi dresses. There's tight ones and then there's loose ones, but depending on your body size, like I told Elvis earlier on, for the pearl-shaped ladies, the ones that are a bit big on the top, I would highly recommend that you wear something which is tight and flows as it goes like that. But for girls that have got summer bodies, like my friend here, I think it's best that you bring out that dress that brings out your curves. And we specifically chose this piece because the lines are what make the shape even more pronounced. One thing you need to know about dresses that are striped is they very much bring out your shape, even if you don't have one. And I'm not saying that people don't have shapes out there, but I think you understand where I'm coming with this. So the way this dress is designed is, as the stripes go, your body also starts to flow. So like I mentioned, whether you are straight or you are big, you are what, it will eventually give a shape. Yeah, so I think for the models, that's all I had for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, that was good. So can we just have the models come through again this one last round?
There's one missing coming just now, I think. Is she coming?
Okay, you can send him. Yep, there you go. Is one more coming?
Oh,
Yes, there's one more person.
Lest I forget, guys, all the pieces that have been showcased today are very much available at your closets.
I like to showcase mine.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, guys,
too.
Please come. Yeah, so
So they come.
very much available.
I need to take off my jacket.
Still in the show.
Yeah, she's still in the show.
Oh, that was the last model, the one who was
Yeah. She was
Oh, yeah.
our final model. So like our page and follow us, and you are free to send me a friend request at TOTM on Facebook. Like I mentioned the first time, I don't discriminate. And then you can follow me on Instagram under the same name, or Tio's Closet. We are there using both names, so just kindly do that. We're here to style you guys. Don't be boring. Okay, we can say bye.
Yeah, you can actually say bye.
Yeah, so
It's into the break.
thank you so much.
We'll be right back. Okay, they'll be right back.
Muli bwanji tati.
Bwino masenza bwanji mama. Tungende kona iwe. Pali pako ma 20 apolo ma 5 kwa jari.
Mama ko ino sasinjira kumuzonda
Kwa so songa chinjeko ku bantu abale ndio top kwana na 5 hours pamene pano leyo.
kamba naye.
That is why you need to get an e-token, sir. It is faster and easier.
What? The e-tolling card Balela is a National Road Fund agency card. So all you have to do is just credit it in Dalama and you'll be able to use it per token monga paniso. To avoid the inconveniences quarter, so you have to start looking for ama 20 kwa chokula cherusha bantu so.
Introducing the electronic toll card. It's easier, faster, and secure. Access the e-toll cards from all toll gates across the country or the agency's head office in Lusaka at only 30 kwacha.
This message is brought to you by the National Road Fund Agency, a sustainable road fund.
And we are back with another segment. This week we're doing things a little bit different. This week we are joined by different amazing women from all walks of life. And this segment today is called Queening. We have a queen in our midst.
Literally.
Literally.
Well, go on. I love it.
We have a queen. It's an honor. But before we honor you,
Please introduce our queen.
we have to introduce our queen.
Red carpet.
We
everything
have
has been done.
drum roll, please. We have Michi, Zambia's sweetheart, our very own sweetheart.
Yeah. So is that like a thing that you do? I've noticed you do this a lot.
Yeah, like just spreading the love. I guess it's like from the heart.
Yeah.
It's like sweetheart. This one.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
Can you do it? Like very few people. Funny enough, like
It's
people
not
like
that
struggle.
easy, eh? It's not that easy.
Yeah, there we go. I got it. Y'all got it.
Love. Sending love
Yeah.
from Michi.
Love to you.
Michi, you are an impressive woman. Obviously, you've done so many wonderful things. You've traveled. You've had your experience working as a woman. And obviously, you are in the pageant business. You're in the TV business, in the radio business.
Yeah.
Please try to elaborate more on what you do exactly. Who is Michi?
Wow. I mean, like
As the queen, you know, want to know you as the queen.
I like this. Guys, I'm staying here, like just planting myself here. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. Like, this is amazing. And I think we were talking before we were live doing these things. We were just talking about how hard it is. Like, you never get used to being in front of the camera. And especially since, you know, it's kind of like different. Like, it's not our show. It's like I'm here, so it's incredibly, it's an honor to be here.
Thank you.
But what I do, hey guys, it's a lot, eh? But I think for me, they're interconnected, they're intertwined. In as much as I got introduced to the entertainment industry through beauty pageantry. I was Miss Zambia, Miss World Zambia, Miss Africa Continent, First Princess. So that kind of like opened up a world of possibilities. So from the modeling business and being interviewed and meeting all these different people, and then people were like, you got such a great personality and such a great voice, you should consider doing A, B, and C. So it was TV, it was radio. And at the time, because my academic background
I read that. It's
different. It's different. So it was, I studied law.
You studied law?
Yes,
Oh,
I studied law at certificate level. I haven't finished that part because I switched and did a Bachelor of Commerce in Marketing instead. So for me it was like, I'm looking for the talky jobs, like jobs where I can actually like speak and get to meet different people. So I kind of had experience with that side of it. Like I had an 8 to 5, this is my job, this is what I do. But in the long run, I realized that that's not where my passion was. I would wake up every day and like, going for work, whatever.
Yeah.
Do what I gotta do, leave. It wasn't exciting enough. It wasn't thrilling for me.
I know what you mean.
So being introduced to being on radio and on TV, and I've done this, especially radio, I've done it for about 5 years now. And every day for me is time to go to work. Yay! So it's so exciting.
Like that, eh?
Yeah, it's exciting, and that's why I feel like this is what I was meant to do. And they're still interconnected, as I said. There's a common ground in all of it. So it's amazing to get to do all this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in your line of work, what have you found has been the most uplifting thing as a woman?
The most uplifting thing as a woman, I'd say, is just to be made aware that I'm accorded a chance and a space to represent other women, to be that voice for other women. So it's incredibly humbling to know that society has made that possible, because I think over the years it wasn't that common for women to be, in this position, to be on TV and to get to reach out to other women and to be influential to young girls. So just knowing that we are accorded that chance, myself and women like me, to kind of be a representation for women,
Literally,
everywhere.
you've been given a platform on which you can share with other women.
Definitely.
Oh,
I think
that's amazing.
That's what it is.
But have you faced challenges too?
Oh, yes.
As a woman.
Yes.
As a woman. It's hard. It's hard out here.
You know what? I'm going to try and keep this story short, eh? Well, first of all, like, as a woman, unfortunately, there's a lot of backlash from women. Unfortunately, like, I see what y'all say on social media. Like, it's not always kind. You definitely have to have thick skin. And so I'll give an example of even things like, I call myself Michi Zambia's sweetheart. There's a backstory behind it. But most of what I get is, I remember there's someone that posted a Woman Crush Wednesday, and that was Chromes from Rock FM.
Yeah.
So he posts like different women every Wednesday just to appreciate them. So he posted this thing, and it was me that he chose for that day. And the women that came on to say what they said. When did we vote her to be our sweetheart?
Wow.
And I just...
Oh, wow.
And the funny thing is, his response was, because he calls himself the voice of Lusaka. Funny thing was like, but y'all have never asked me why I call myself voice of Lusaka. So that's the thing, like when it's a man, certain things are forgivable and it's fine, especially in the industry. But when it's a woman, it's like, why am I being criticized like for something like this? So I think those are the few challenges. Those are some of the challenges, is being criticized on things that should not even be. It's not constructive.
It shouldn't be an issue.
It shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
So I've definitely had to develop thick skin based off of situations
and your
like
experience is that you get a lot of backlash from women, not men.
Yeah.
I mean, it's from both, but
The majority.
my sisters, I don't know.
We should stop hating each other.
Let's love.
Let's love.
Let's
Build each
love.
other. Love. Let
Each
her
other.
be a sweetheart.
Yeah.
It's interesting that because even in our homes generally we find that women are harsh to women.
Yeah.
The harshest. It's the women who are harshest to us, and I don't know whether that criticism comes from a place of love or from a place where they're looking at a woman and also wanting to be in that kind of position, wanting to grow into that space.
Yeah.
It's hard to understand where it comes from, but I feel like we need to actually stand together more as women, build each other up a lot more than we are doing.
We do great things when we work together.
I mean, look at us. We're doing great things right now.
I swear this fly is just literally all up in my business.
So, Michi, you study different things and you're doing different things. And what advice would you give someone who's not content with their job? A woman, actually. A woman who's not content with her job, because we women are always told, oh, you have to study, then you get a job, then you have a husband, then you have kids. Like, what advice would you give to those women who just want to break out?
I think the advice I would give in that regard is, I once got advice from Mrs. Malumba. Thank you so much. So I felt like those kind of feelings where you're not motivated, you kind of feel, is this what I'm supposed to do? And she basically said, you know what, try out as many different things as you can. Because the thing is, life changes.
Yeah.
And we have learned that the hardest way this year in 2020 with COVID-19. We have had to change how we work, how we do business. We've had to change a lot of stuff. So life changes. And your passion and your goals do change as well, based on of so many situations. Could be within, could be outside forces. So what advice I would have is just try out as many things as you can. You never know what you're good at until you actually try at it. So just go out there and do it. Whatever's good.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
Yeah.
Whatever's good, whatever you decide or find that you're passionate about and you're good at, that's the stuff that will stick. Everything else will just start to fall off, and you realize, like, this is my actual path.
This is my path. This is what I'm destined to do.
Yes. So, Michi, for our viewers that want to get in contact with you, see what you're about, what you're doing, be it on TV and on radio, because you've got shows going on.
We thank the Lord.
Yeah.
We're
So,
grateful.
please tell us where our viewers can find you, which media platforms they can find, social media platforms they can find you on.
Okay, so I'm on everything. Literally, even on TikTok, guys, follow me.
Everything. That sounds like everything indeed.
Yeah, so on Facebook, Michi Zambia's Sweetheart. On Instagram, Michi_Zambia's Sweetheart. On Twitter, Michi Malambo, but there's a Zambia Sweetheart somewhere. What else? TikTok, Michi Zambia's Sweetheart. LinkedIn, Michi Zambia's Sweetheart Malambo.
Everything.
Literally.
Yeah.
So would you do us a favor? I don't know if Zambezi magic will kill us, but can you please take us into our break?
Oh, let's do it. What do I say? How do we do this?
Just take us into our break. Do your thing. Come on, girl.
You've been doing this a while.
Okay.
You could actually school us.
Yeah. No, it's not even like that. Well, thank you so much for. Am I still here? Am I still coming back? Or like, I mean, I'm done. It's a wrap. Oh, yes. So I'm still here, but we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.
And we are back. We have another beautiful, phenomenal woman that has joined us. In case you don't know, you haven't seen properly, we have Miss Scarlett that has joined Michi and I. Michi is my co-host right now.
Oh, yes. I love it. Hello, Scarlett.
Are you doing that now?
Well,
Hi.
Hi,
Nice
Scarlett.
to meet you, Ashley.
Nice to meet you, Scarlett. Finally in person, because it's always on TV, but hey, life changes, levels.
Okay.
It's so nice to have you here on our show.
Thank you for having me.
I love your makeup, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Rash beat.
So, Scarlett, we are celebrating women, of course, and we are celebrating you as well because
Thank you. That's
you
so
have
kind.
you have made an impact, you know, in the music world and other parts of entertainment. So, you have been quiet for a while. What's happening?
I have.
Yeah.
I'm not quiet anymore. Can you leave it there? I'm so sorry. I cry when I laugh. So yeah, I took a bit of a break, just like a hiatus to like get myself together and then start creating again. Initially wasn't planning to start creating again, but we're here. We are here.
Yeah. So, what were the biggest challenges that you have faced when you were starting out as Scarlett?
I had a really good team. I've always had a really good team. I've always had like a really good team and a really good support system. So I had people around me that made it kind of easier to do things, like easier to get through things. And I was never by myself. So even just going to a gig, I always had like someone around, like someone else would go find out where I'm sitting. So I've been a bit spoiled, so it wasn't so hard for me in that sense. But I think, and this is something that I've talked about before, the Zambian music industry, I feel like we don't have as many resources as we need to do what we can do, because Zambia has really talented people, but when you look at what it takes to get stuff done, what it takes to move around, what it takes to promote the content, it's a lot. And so some people will, you know, fold and be like, you know what, I can't do this. I mean, I did that. It's like, it's too much. But I feel like we're getting there, and I think a framework is being built slowly by people that really believe and are passionate about what they do and about creating and about not necessarily saying I'm doing this because I'm trying to put Zambia on the map, but I'm doing this because it's something that I'm passionate about. And I think that's what's changing the landscape. So for me, I always like to like focus on the positive. Did I have challenges? I had a few. I was the only one doing what I was doing. I was young. I had no plan. You know, so you like dive in and you're like, oh, I'm a singer now. How did this happen? Yeah. So those things. But I can't really look back and say, oh, it was so hard, it was so difficult for me, it was so this, it was so that. That's not the angle that I look at it from. I think a lot of it had to do with me just learning who I was and like finding myself and finding what I really wanted to say and what I really wanted to do. And that was the main thing that was lacking for me. And as a result, when people said things or stones got thrown or gigs didn't come to me, they went to other artists or whatever, then it's like that like causes the breakdown because you don't know who you are. And so it's different for me now in that it's the same landscape, maybe a little bit wider because now we're doing different things, but because I'm different, I don't feel like I'm carrying so much by myself.
Michi, do you want to ask a question? You're my co-host.
I'm the co-host. Okay, so Scarlett,
what don't you know?
By the way, they are friends.
So this is unfair. So I in my handbag. I don't know what question is coming. Ask the question.
Michi, what moment have you had where you see Scarlett and you're like, oh girl, I'm proud of you?
the first moment for me was, so we met on radio. So the first radio job I ever got was where she was. So we were at Power FM, and she literally like taught me like everything. Like I was so scared to like do stuff by myself. So she was like very like, okay, you got this. Like I'm here, like yay, guys. So she's been very instrumental, like just in my life, like throughout, you know, my career so far, and especially even my personal life. She's like my go-to person for every moment, happy, sad, and everything. So for the first moment that I realized, like, guys, this is like Scarlett. Like, I'm not talking about like before I knew her personally, like after.
Like after.
Was when she had a performance at Manda Hill,
the winter warmer for RNG.
And you know, we were like, yeah, we're going to support Scarlett, let's go. We're all hyped and shiny.
Yeah.
And then she gets on stage, and for me, like, I liked it, like, I'm a sweetheart, but I'm like a thug. I like to say that. Like, I'm gangster, we don't cry, we don't do what. And then I'm there, she gets on stage, and she starts to sing. I'm just like, yeah, let gravity do its thing. I'm not going to cry. Nope, not today.
Nope. Get back in there,
Get back in there. But then watching her perform and just hearing her voice and, you know, like knowing her as a person, for me, that moment was just like, wow. Like, it's an honor to even just share your air. Like, yeah, for me, that was the moment that I was like, yeah,
Scarlett?
she's something.
When was your moment?
My Michi moment? Yeah. Every time I see her walk.
Really?
Whether it's a video or we're out having like dinner with people and they're like, oh, walk. And she gets it every single time I see her walk. I'm like, first of all, the legs, man. Like, she has amazing legs. And then it's just like, she's just, you know, I always say this, like, Michi's like my little sister that I just collected from like Goodwill. I just found out the radio station. I was like, I'm gonna take you with me. But the thing is, you get so familiar with someone when you live with them that you almost forget like who they are. And she's like a really big deal. And so there are times when she's just like goofing around, or you go to her house and she's like no makeup and her hair is all a mess, and you're thinking, she's my person. So it's like that's normal. And then I'll see like someone will be like, oh, we're posting stuff from like Fashion Week, and then they post this thing and she comes out and I'm like, that's my friend. What? And I started saying this a really long time ago, that like Michi makes me look good because like I'm the goofy one and I'm the shorter one and I'm like the big one with the rolls and everything, and I want to go to the mall in slippers and not comb my hair, and she's like, where are you going? And so for me it's like she makes me look good because like it doesn't matter how like Caponia-ish I'm looking. No shade to Caponias, I love you guys, but you know what I mean. Like I'll be looking street and just like this, like I'm not going anywhere in life. And then she'll come out and I'm like, yeah, look at her, don't look at me. She's like, hello, how are you? And she's always like, oh, smiling, and like she has her purse and her hair is always done, and I'm just like, yes, you know. But for me, if I'm being honest, it's every time I see her walk. Yeah. Because her walk is just like, I'm like, I have a Naomi Campbell, what do you have? What do you have?
You guys try to walk gangster.
You know what I mean?
Try to bang it
like, I was like, oh, if I had bridesmaids, she should be the first one. Then after she goes to the front, she should go back and she should be the last one.
Yeah. No, like her walk, I've seen her walk. I've seen her TikTok videos when she's walking. Honestly, I would say she's a vibe. I remember the first time we met. I saw you. I'm like, oh, that's Michi, but I'm gonna play cool. And we had a conversation, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
This is how she is, even in real life. Like this is how she is. And I remember the first night we met, we exchanged numbers. Like, oh my gosh, you're such a vibe. We need to hang out. And I believe as women in such an industry, we really need to come together. We don't need to tear each other down. We have to build this media industry.
That's
true.
That's
be
true.
it radio, be it music. And it's good to see two different women. You are working together. Usually when women are working together, they want to tear each other down.
No.
But you've uplifted each other and you complement each other. And that's such a beautiful thing.
And like my favorite thing about her is that like it doesn't matter what it is, because sometimes in this industry you have to show a certain face to the world.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter like how down she is or like what she's dealing with 2 minutes before the camera goes on.
Yeah.
She's professional, she's on time, she's the hardest working person I know. And she's literally like, if she walk into a room and there was like bad energy in the room, it's like she walks in and it goes out. Like she's always been like that, and I think that's it's such a valuable thing, you know, because people are just, it's easier to be a negative person. It's easier to walk into someone and have an attitude. She's never that person. So I think that like she's special to me.
That is so sweet.
Don't try. Don't cry.
Also, she's not a thug at all.
Look at my gangster.
No, fam. Even the gang signs are wrong.
I know, they're just all wrong.
Always wrong.
So Scarlett, are we gonna be hearing from you anytime soon? Any new music?
Yeah, I mean, like I started putting out stuff in February, so there's some new songs out, and I'm working with Magnus at Music Loop now. I should stop saying Magnus. I'm working with the great Mag 44.
Okay.
And also Lazarus Zulu, who I've worked with for like the past maybe like 10 years, and they're producing my album, so that's supposed to drop at the end of the year, and I'm excited about that.
Me too.
Yeah,
I'm already dancing. I haven't heard the song, but me and Mitty are dancing.
Yeah, so I'm out here. We're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're gonna bring us into the great 2020.
I hope so. You know,
like your album is our good luck. I'm
that's
putting
my
that
thing. I
on
wanted
you.
to do it like Christmas week, and then like just we'll see what happens. I hope I can have a show because I miss singing. Yeah,
we miss hearing you sing.
Oh.
Except you don't sing fast. It's okay.
I know. You haven't paid me enough money, no.
And she's got great music out. Like the new stuff is just mind blowing. Yeah, when Scarlett sings me, I cry. I don't know. It's just like she takes me there. But there's a song, one of her latest releases, 10 Kwacha, is such a special song. And I know I've been talking about 10 Kwacha like a lot, guys. But yeah, I think that's one, especially that song for me, like from the new stuff. And
Thank you.
And Ulipo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Aww.
So take a listen
to
the new stuff too.
That is so sweet. Like seeing you guys uplift each other. Like
this is my human.
Women, this is what we're supposed to be doing. Not gossiping about each other. We are women.
We gossip about each other too.
To yourselves.
It's a package deal. Like it's just
it comes with everything.
Like
yeah. So Scarlett, in case our viewers want to find out where they can catch your music or see what's happening with you and the Mag 44.
So everything is branded the same now. Thank God. So if you look for Scarlett Music ZM, so that's Scarlett SCARLE 2 T's Music ZM. Wherever you look, you'll find me.
I need to get like that, like just uniform
everywhere.
Yeah.
I wasn't till like maybe 2 months ago, so
It's good like that. But Mitchie, everyone knows the look for Zambia. I googled you and there was a bam, 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 bam. Like where do I go? Because there's a different article. There's the article with you with Phoenix FM. There's the article with the pageants and all of that.
Yeah.
It's been amazing having you here on this table. This table has been blessed today.
It's been amazing being here.
Yeah. It was an honor to honestly have you ladies here.
Thank you.
Scarlett, would you take us into our break?
What am I saying?
Come on, you can do it.
Oh my God. So, you are watching Life in the Morning on Live TV, and we'll be back.
Masenza bwanji Tumende sako na iwe pali pako ma 20 apolo ma 5 kwa jari
makoino sachinjira kumuzonda
makoino songa chinjeko ku bantu abane ndio top kwana na 5 hours pamene pano leyo
kamba nani
That is why you need to get an e-talk at SAR. It is faster and easier.
The e-tolling card is a National Road Fund agency card. So all you have to do is just credit it in Dalama and you'll be able to use it per token monga paniso. To avoid the inconveniences so where you have to start looking for a 20 kwa chocolate cherusha bantu so.
Introducing the electronic toll card. It's easier, faster, and secure. Access the e-toll cards from all toll gates across the country or the agency's head office in Lusaka at only 30 kwacha.
This message is brought to you by the National Road Fund Agency, a sustainable road fund.
Welcome back. I missed you guys. I missed being on the show. I felt like I was losing it at some point, so I needed to come back in my element. We're still celebrating women. We had amazing energy from Michi and Scarlett. I hope you're going to follow her and follow us as well on Facebook, and keep talking. Appreciate the women in your life. There's nothing wrong with us men opening up a little bit more and saying thank you or I appreciate, buy her flowers, buy her chocolates. It's a small detail. Remember her birthday, amazing dates, maybe her favorite color, buy her favorite food.
It's the little things.
Yeah, just follow her to do her nails sometimes. Yes, it's a long thing. It's probably gonna take like 4 hours or something. But just be there, you know. Maybe you could be texting your boys or watching the game, but the point is you're there, all right? Just appreciate your women, not once, all the time.
Every day. And listen to
Not
her when
every
she's talking.
day.
Every day, Elvis.
We asked for one game. Can I watch the game with the guys? Why? It's one game.
No, but we allow you. You know, sometimes, not all the time.
Exactly my point.
So Elvis, since we're celebrating women, tell us like your favorite thing about each one of us, CHOOLWE and I.
Pressure.
Come on, Elvis.
I think it's like the serious side and the unserious side.
Wow.
Well, basically what I mean is it's the jokes and the serious side all the time. So I get the best of both worlds. So I'm sitting in the middle, so I can think straight.
CHOOLWE, what's your favorite thing about me?
And about Elvis, I thought you were gonna.
No, it's women. No.
Oh yeah, but
I think you're
Lost my mind
bubbly
there.
and you're friendly and you've got lots of positive energy. Yeah. And a big heart. Sometimes.
you know what that's thought of? There's a video out there. I'm not gonna say it.
My
but
favorite thing about CHOOLWE is how she's always organized. I swear, I love that about you.
You know,
I think you're the most organized person
anyone
amongst
who knows
us.
me at home listening to this is like CHOOLWE organized.
What?
You it's like you write down everything, like okay, 8 hours,
yeah.
this, and we skip a point and like no guys, wait.
We're not supposed to do that.
Take it back.
Exactly.
We're supposed to do this, so let's do this.
Yeah.
CHOOLWE, calm down.
It's my TV personality.
Doing it for TV.
Like the crew can attest to that. They'll be like, oh, no, we're not supposed to do that.
So now they even know if I want to get something done. CHOOLWE, can you please put everyone together?
Yeah.
And Ashley is there. And Elvis is nowhere to be seen.
So
Yeah, you like dip, eh?
As we dip,
we on dip.
After Saturday, we're not going to see him unless he wants to be seen.
Guys, I pick up your calls and I'm like video calling you guys on the regular.
The phone is usually off.
Blocked. Delete. Cancelled.
Guys, are we talking about sports? Hey, just what you were talking about, eh?
Yeah. I think we've covered most of the things.
We covered the Chipola. Today we're focusing on women. We would like to congratulate the Chipola Polo women's football team. You're doing the things.
Yeah,
they're
true.
doing the things. Yeah. Well, it's been an amazing show, guys. I feel the energy that I've received from these women today. I can't even explain this. You know, I felt like I was around sisters. And CHOOLWE, I hope you and I will always one day be like that. Like Michi and Scarlett. One day.
Stop fighting.
One day.
Just stop fighting. I'm sitting here because at some point I have to support this one. I'm like, okay, listen.
I fight with you.
You're both right.
She fights with you. Everyone fights with you because you're like a little brother.
Actually, I don't fight with anyone.
Shots fired, just here. Wow.
No, last week when I wasn't here, I was watching you from
We
bed.
actually had peace last week, eh?
No.
Yeah, we actually did.
CHOOLWE,
No.
you're supposed to be on my side.
I just said we did.
Yes,
What's
we
wrong
had
with
peace
saying?
last week.
I watched it and I saw it. I saw the little comments and I was like, that's my boy.
Son.
Two small ones, eh?
Yeah, but just like they were there.
Subtle.
But they were there.
Very subtle, but he
Very
throws
subtle.
them in.
Yeah, but he was throwing them in. Guys, it's
So we
been
have to
an
wrap it up,
amazing show.
guys.
We have to wrap it up. I'm so sad. I have to go home. Back to quarantine.
Back to masking up, sanitizing and everything.
All right.
Never forget that.
Since you're the only man today, please close for us.
Not a problem. Thank you for joining us today. We celebrated women. We're still celebrating women in our personal lives and our personal capacity. Hi, Mom. Hi, my sisters, my friends, everybody else that's been in my life and helping me out move from point A to point B. CHOOLWE, ASHLEE, great people, Nancy, Bapasta, Mama dondo pakona paja.
Mama
kesido. Nakaja kema segula kusaid kuja make taonga. So I'd like to say thank you very much for watching us on Live TV Facebook page, Top Star Channel 112. We're back again on Saturday.
Yep. Same time.
From 7 to 10 hours. Keep it locked. We're gonna bring you something better. We keep getting better with time. Keep getting better. Last week, Wisdom closed the show for us. Thanks, Wisdom. Appreciate it.
Someone should come and close.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Come
yeah.
close
So
to us. Come.
we got a dread man.
Hey, Cuthbert.
Valazi.
Valazi.
Valazi. Close for us, please.
Alright, so guys, thanks for joining us.
He talks like he's a commentator and watching soccer or something.
No, he does. But this is the guy that makes sure that the lighting is going on.
He's our guy. You should see what he does.
You should see what he does behind the camera.
Literally does everything actually.
Yeah.
Camera,
sun protection,
whatever it is.
Umbrella holder.
Alright guys, thanks for joining us. I'll make sure that you do join us again next week, same time, same place, right here on Live TV. But for now, I just have to say bye-bye.
See ya.